Hong Kong is holding its first local elections under a new patriots-only system. It's designed to ensure only government-approved candidates run. The revised electoral system means people heading to the polls today will be choosing among a restricted slate of candidates loyal to Beijing. The local district council elections were seen as the last major political representative bodies chosen by the public, but an amendment passed in July effectively shut out pro-democracy candidates. And let's go over to Phoebe Kong, our correspondent in Hong Kong. Are enough voters going to turn up to make this vote legitimate today?
Well, Ben, the atmosphere here on the ground today in Hong Kong is very much different from that in the last election in 2019, which was like when the election was held at the height of massive protest. The last election, we saw long queues outside polling stations where people had to queue for hours just to cast a ballot. But this is not the situation this time. That no more queues outside the polling stations, and we found many citizens in Hong Kong that we have spoken to. They shows that indifference to this new patriots-only elections. The turnout rate so far is way lower than expected and way lower than the figures than the last election. And the authorities have deployed over 10,000 police officers to ensure the security of the elections. And in the early morning today, 3 activists were arrested when they were trying to head to one of the polling stations for protest. That they say it is like a birdcage elections, and is add more irony that the fact that the election is held on the International Human Rights Day, the 10th of December. And although the government is trying to play down the significance of the turnout figures, it's also trying hard to boost the voting, that every voter is given a thank you card from the government, and the government is mobilizing all the civil servants to cast the ballot, and even subsidizing elderly homes to drive the senior voters to the polling station today. And the night before, we also saw the government organizing gala concert and fireworks. So all these efforts are examples of how desperate the government is trying to encourage the people to participate in these new elections.
I'm sure a thank you card will get a lot of people turning out. Phoebe Kong, thank you very much for bringing us the latest from Hong Kong. DW China analyst is Clifford Coonan. Clifford, you covered the 2019 council elections in Hong Kong. How much have they changed since then?
Well, back then, everything was about the crackdown, about the repression of democracy. Pretty much everyone I spoke to back then is now in jail or has emigrated or is exiled.
So nothing more to crack down on?
Exactly. It's gone. In terms of the public displays of democracy, the desire for democracy. Instead you see this thing which is like a parody of democracy. People are being given thank you notes for voting. There's gift vouchers being handed out. People are being given money to come out of nursing homes to vote. The whole situation has changed. You also had 450 or so directly elected seats last time around. This time it's just 88. And even the number 88 is chosen because it's a lucky number in Chinese. It has no meaning beyond the fact that it's a lucky number.
Public servants also have to vote, I believe. What if the voters who do have a choice don't turn out, though, in protest? I know some are saying that that's the only channel of protest left for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. In the Legislative Council elections, the local parliament elections, which we had a few years ago, you had a similarly low low turnout. This could be even lower. Given that 85% of people backed the democracy movement in these elections last time around, you're looking at a very small number. Not that many people have changed their mind. I think these will just be spun. There'll be efforts to spin it, to play it down, but it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very bad for Hong Kong's reputation. I mean, we've seen this whole thing where Moody's, which the financial ratings agency, downgraded Hong Kong because of the political situation there, the fact that it isn't the freedom that people were expecting. So there's going to be it's going to have all these kind of ramifications.
Because not having those freedoms makes doing global business, international business, so much harder. What's it mean then for the future of Hong Kong?
Yeah, well, one thing that's interesting, I mean, Hong Kong and also democracy in Asia more widely. Taiwan is going to the polls next month, and Tsai Ing-wen, the president there, she said, if you want to know why you should get out and vote, just look at Hong Kong. Hong Kong used to be a possible model of cooperation with China, where you had one country, two systems, but now it's actually gone from being a model to being a warning. So I think for the future of Hong Kong, it means that its reputation as a kind of a freewheeling capitalist city has changed, where now the heavy hand of Chinese rule is very evident.
So it's sounding more like one country, one system.
Exactly.
Clifford Coonan, thank you very much for coming in today. This will be a very interesting vote to watch.